Mm-hmm. Mm, that is good. Hello and welcome to the My Slice channel. If you saw my last video, you will have seen that I was harvesting some kale from the allotment, and I mentioned a kale salad that I am convinced you're going to love. So I thought today I'll show you how to make it. It's easy, quick, cheap, and very, very good for you. Okay, so here's my kale from the other day. When I get it home, I wash it, get rid of any bugs and things, and I wrap it in kitchen paper so it's nice and damp. Keep it in the fridge like that, and as you'll see, it stays nice and crisp and doesn't go limp. Just a wee thing that I do, and it seems to work great. So I might do all of this. I'm going to put the main bit to the side and I'll work one at a time. You probably know this, but when you're doing kale, take the leaf away from the stalk. I leave a little bit of stalk, probably up to about here on this, because when you chop it, it's going to be broken down so much that you won't really notice it. There you go, leave a wee bit on. Just like that, that'll be fine, plenty. So I've got 3 different kinds of kale here. Just pull those bits off. I don't think I've done one with 3 different kinds before, so I'm interested to see how it works, especially with this scarlet one. I think that's going to be really nice. Right, next one. Okay, so I'm just going to keep cutting these and I'll see you in a wee minute. Okay, so here's all my kale that I had, taken all of it off the stalk, and you're probably thinking, oh my god, that's a lot of kale, and it is, but it won't look this much when we're done. So the first step, just grab it. Don't be dainty and gentle with this. We're just going to grab it and we're just going to hack it. You might want to do it in batches because it's quite a lot, but we'll see how it goes. Right, now what I'm going to do, I've just cut it a little bit. I'm just going to do, you know the chef, choppy, choppy, choppy? I'm just going to keep doing that and you'll see it getting smaller and smaller. Just start anywhere and chop like a crazy chef. A lot of people skip this step and I think that's what puts folk off the actual salad. But I'm going to get it as small as possible. I'm going to chop that up a wee bit more and then we will attack. Attack! Right, I'm going to keep doing this and I'll see you in a few minutes. Prepare to be amazed. Right, I'm just about done. I'm telling you, I've got kale flying all over the place. It's fantastic. But look at that. That was a mountain. I told you it would shrink, didn't I? You wouldn't believe that huge pile of kale would be reduced to that. And it's going to get smaller. Oh yes. Right. I am going to call that done. It's up to you how fine you want it, obviously. It's a recipe, not a prescription. I'm going to chuck that in my bowl. Bring that over. Magic yellow bowl that you cannot see. There you go. And there you have it. Now we're going to add 2 things to that and then some magic is going to happen. Okay, the first thing you're going to do, sprinkle some lemon juice in. I actually like a lot of lemon, so again, personal taste. Sprinkle that in. Now for the second thing. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt, just a pinch or 2. Actually, the first time I did this, I put far too much in. A wee sprinkle about, there we go. Then get your hands in and just give it a good squishing mix. And yes, I am messy. It does tend to fly everywhere when I do this. But that lemon juice and the salt is really going to break down the leaves even more. Actually, can you see that? starting to break down already. You can feel the difference. I've just flicked it all over the place. Goodness sake, I'm going to be banned from the kitchen. I'll tell you what happened in a wee minute. I've done 2 stupid things this week in the kitchen. I'm just going to clean up before we go any further. Blimey, it's everywhere. Okay, now we're going to leave that to sit while we get the next bit ready. Okay, while that's sitting there breaking down and getting all nice and tasty for us, it will be nice and tasty. It will, I promise you. I've gathered a few other things out of the fridge, and what I normally add is spring onion, pepper, bit of celery. Don't worry that it looks yucky, it'll be fine. I'm raiding the fridge, and a bit of cucumber. Okay, so my pepper, which I did not grow myself. So while I'm doing this, I'll tell you about my wee kitchen disasters this week. I decided for the first time in years to make a Christmas cake, and I followed a recipe that I found on YouTube. It looked simple. It was simple. The thing is, I got distracted, didn't I? Somebody came in while I was doing the bit where it said pour in the brandy. Now the recipe has 100 ml of brandy, and what he actually said was pour in 50 ml of the brandy into the mix. Well, you know what I did, don't you? Yeah, I poured the whole 100 ml of the brandy straight into the cake mix, and it went. So I don't need to be feeding it. Apparently the rest of it was, you know, after you've cooked your Christmas cake and you feed it every week. Well, I won't be needing to feed it, or we're going to be absolutely pie-eyed with every slice. I'm just getting a bit of celery. Pick one that's not too bad. It won't matter. You can add anything that you like to this. This is just what I tend to add. If you don't like one of these, just change it. Olives go well in it if you like it spicy. Chilies go quite well in it as well. Just a little bit. I wouldn't add too much. Just get a bit of cucumber. Again, it's down to preference. So that was the first kind of disaster I had, was a Christmas cake. And then the other day I went shopping. Now I'm just going to slice it a little bit and then I can do the choppy chop. So yeah, the other day I went shopping and I got a whole chicken for, I think it was £1, just under £1.50. Absolute bargain. But I thought I'll have to cook it that night. So I did. Came home, put it in the oven, cooked it, put the timer on, left the timer in the kitchen, didn't I? I was through in the living room doing something else, didn't hear the timer. And I'm sitting there going, God, that's funny, I can smell something. What does that remind me of? You know, you're trying to remember. Well, 15 minutes after the timer went off, I ran through to the kitchen to rescue the chicken. So I just left it. I thought, oh no, it's going to be burnt to a crisp. Switched the cooker off, opened the door, let the heat out. I thought, I can't look, I daren't look. I left it for about an hour before I had the courage to go and see what was going on. Took it out the oven, and do you know this? It was still hot for one, and the meat just slid off the bone. No hassle. It was the best chicken I've cooked in ages. I thought I'd started a small fire in the kitchen, but it turns out when they say cook it for a certain length of time, maybe I should just add on more. Right, you can see what I'm doing, just choppy, 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 nice and small. And I'll bring you back when this bit's done. Right, so this is just about done. I like to chop it quite small, because then if you get anybody who's a little picky and does the old, oh, I'm not keen on peppers, I'm not keen on spring onion, the bits are that small and if the flavour's all mixed up, they're not going to notice, and they will love it. I actually do a lot of my salads like this. I prefer it. I think once you get into the habit of doing this, I just love the mix of the flavours. There, I'm going to call that done. I can keep going, but I'm going to call that done. That looks good to me. Right, then we're going to put that in with the kale. Give it a little mix. Check that out. Doesn't that look good? So that's that. I'm going to put just a little sprinkle of pepper in. Plenty. And there you go. That's all there is to it. It's really simple, really cheap, really healthy, and most importantly of all, it's really tasty. So thanks for watching the video. Go and make yourself some kale salad, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you take care of your wee self. Get me a spoon. Get me a wee spoon. Oh, I'm gonna have some. That is good. I forgot to tell you, it's lovely and crunchy. Oh, that is so good. Oh, I also forgot to tell you, you can put a clove of garlic in it too. I probably forgot to tell you a lot of other things, but now that I've had some, oh, it's just like summer in a bowl. It really is. In December. That's great. Go and make some. Right, I need to go now. I've got other things to do, you know.